How's it going, everybody? It's Mike from Super Chain Gun, and what you are seeing is the Citadel. This is a old school kind of boomer shooter game. It is based off of Marathon and Doom and a couple other old school games, and the developer's done a great job. If it's too long, didn't watch or whatever, that you want to just run, go buy this game. If you love boomer shooters, if you love great gunplay, great gun sounds, go buy this game. I was absolutely obsessed. Also has like anime aesthetic. I guess if you don't like anime looking games or whatever, or characters, maybe it won't be for you. But I gotta say, if you just focus on the guns, it's an awesome game. This game's been out for a while. I think it's been about like 4 years now, almost 5. There's a lot of reviews out there, so I know I'm late to the party. This is one of those games where I was pushing it off because I'm like, I got a bunch of other stuff to play or whatever. And then the sequel, Beyond Citadel, came out, and I was like, okay, I gotta stop putting it off, and I gotta play this game. And I have been obsessed. This game is a great game where if you only have 5 or 10 minutes to play and you just want to shoot stuff, it's great. And I know we can set up, I have Doom set up with GZ Doom or whatnot to play that, but this replaced that. So like if I only had 5 minutes to play and I want to just go blow up demons or whatever, I would just boot up Doom. But ever since I got this game, I've just been obsessed. The guns and the sound effects and the way you work with the guns, it just feels great. And I'm a gun nut in real life, so that's probably why I'm obsessed with this game too. I will say, there are people who were turned off about the gore because it seems, if you look at the lore, it's actually that a lot of the characters, I guess in this reality or whatever, eventually like men and women like are very similar looking. So some of these things we're fighting are actually guys, but when you kill them, you might see like body parts or whatever, and they look feminine. So, but yeah, apparently to the lore, like the genders have been almost like mixed or something, and so like the screams and everything sound like girls, but it's a mix of girls and guys. I don't know. It was a big deal, I guess, when this from some other YouTube videos, we were like, oh my god, this is all guru, it's just like girl porn or whatever, and it's like, no, there's nothing like that. The developers said that he wanted to make it gory, but it's more in homage to the old school boomer shooters where it's like, hey, guts are everywhere, whether human or demons, and look at that, all those guts when I use a big old sniper rifle. So if you are turned off by gore, you can turn it off actually in the menu. So if you're seeing this footage, you're like, man, there's a lot of guts and everything everywhere, you can turn it all off. But for me, I want to see it all. Like it reminds me of old school boomer shooters, and I love it. I'm trying to think what else to cover. Like I love this game. I feel like shooters and just FPSs in general, first person shooter games in general, you make or break them by their guns. And every single gun I feel in this game is great and it's unique. Obviously every game has a sniper rifle, most games have a chain gun, but like the revolver, like when it comes to loading like the revolver or shotguns, you have to load in shell by clicking your reload button. So it's not like regular games, you click reload once and then your character just does an animation. You have to click reload for every single round. Now obviously if you're loading in a magazine for like rifles with magazines, it's going to load in the magazine. You don't have to click, it's not like you're loading magazines manually, like, oh, let me load in the 30 rounds and then put in the mag, and you're not doing that. The story is pretty crazy. It's a little non-existent. Most of the story I think is in some interviews with the dev, and also from like his Twitter or X account. But as I said, I love this game. I've been obsessed with it. I can just boot it up, play for 5 or 10 minutes, and there's a shop system with these little silver cards I'm picking up. That's gold, and you use that to buy. You can buy weapon upgrades, ammo, or weapons themselves. And if you notice right there on my at the bottom of the screen with my rifle, there's like a percentage there, and if you're playing on that setting, the weapons degrade. And so what can happen is, once it gets below certain thresholds, there's more chance for it to malfunction. And so if it malfunctions, you got to hit the reload key, and then your character will like pull the cocking handle back, or do whatever they got to do to clear the malfunction or stop the jam. So again, that feature can be turned off. I think by default it's off, but I think it's another cool feature just for immersion. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this game. Oh yeah, you can ride mechs. In a couple levels, you can ride mechs, which is awesome. Great power trip there. That mech up there on that hill is actually one of the models you can ride around in. Gosh, I don't know. Just go buy this game. I don't really want to talk too much about it. It's a decent. You can probably beat the game in like, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours. So if it's not like a 20-hour game. But I enjoy this game. I love this game, and I still play it. I picked up the sequel. I did beat this game. And, oh, okay. Yes, let's talk about... I will mention the ending. It is a little anticlimactic. So if you were expecting things to get wrapped up or whatever, or to have, like, this grand story at the end, it was anticlimactic. And from what I can tell, there are 2 endings. And you can just reload your file and play, get both endings. But... again, it was very anticlimactic. Now, luckily, if you were playing this game right now it's January 2025, you have access to the sequel. So there's no need to be like, oh my god, this ending's crap. I can't believe it. I gotta wait years and years for the sequel. Like, no, the sequel's out. So after this game, you can go run do it. And from what I hear, the sequel is even better than this game. Like, everything the dev worked on here is just improved. And I did play a little bit of the intro of the sequel, and already I'm hyped to get to it. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be addicted to that game too. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much if story is like the big thing. This game is all about the shooting and running around. And here's the other thing: you can play this game. I think this is going to be the last thing I'll say. You can play this game as tactical as you want, or as run and gun as you want. Like, if you notice me, I'm kind of taking cover. I'm not running out there and just being like, the Doom Marine or Doom guy, smoking everything, like, and just boom, 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 boom. Like, you can do that, though. But me, if I want to, I can play tactical, reload, you can peek around corners. So, there's definitely, you definitely have options. And as you notice in this level, you're actually supposed to go, clockwise. If you notice, I took the route. And so, there are some levels where you can actually just choose your route. So, not all of them, obviously. A lot of the ones are linear, especially a lot of the early ones. But there are a few levels where I've found shortcuts, and it's not necessarily the shortcut I realized in the beginning. Also, there are secrets. Just like other boomer shooters, fake walls and everything. There are a lot of secrets, and I wish there was a secret counter on the map or something. There's not. So, it seems like the dev, it's not really a priority. He did put secrets, but it's kind of like, hey, it's not like you don't find them all. It's fine. So that's it. I don't want this to go any longer. And just go buy this game. If you like boomer shooters, if you like guns in general, it's great. I know one last con. The level design or structures, it's a lot of corridors, a lot of green walls, kind of like what we're seeing here. And that's a lot of the game. And that turns off some people. So I know, like, my brother, Dale Legion, he's like, oh god, I don't know if I can make it through this game. But for me, I focus more on the gameplay and more the guns, and that's what I love. Like, I can deal with something that's maybe because I played a lot of boomer shooters, so I'm used to like, oh, the graphics aren't the best, whatever. But I love it. So the gameplay, top notch, love it. So, anyways, that is the Citadel, and I will see you in the next one. I just remembered, I'm like, oh crap, I got to do some other reviews. So, but yeah, I'll Happy New Year for 2025. And first review of the year. So I will catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.